Good morning and welcome to my BIPX202 Assessment Task 3. This presentation is a critical analysis of my time spent volunteering in a community engagement and how the theoretical and practical elements of community engagement align. I had an active role in volunteering as a teacher aide at the Woody Point Special School. Woody Point Special School is a primary school that has 113 enrolled students with a varying range of special needs. As a school that supports such a wide range of diverse needs, Woody Point thrives on celebrating individuality and promoting inclusivity in a healthy and safe environment where each and every person is accepted and treated with dignity and respect. Over the last several weeks, I have completed 35 hours of volunteer community engagement at Woody Point Special School. The community engagement I participated in allowed me to work alongside the HPE coordinator to create an engaging and inclusive environment that was safe and welcoming for every willing student. In the initial stages of the placement, stepping into the classroom was confronting and overwhelming, as I perceived the students as struggling and disadvantaged. However, as my time progressed at Woody Point, the disadvantages one would have commonly referred to were not only celebrated, but seen as an individual asset to each student, and heavily embraced at every opportunity. Over the duration of my 35-hour placement, I developed a greater understanding of how each child was more than capable of developing and growing in their own ways, with some added guidance and assistance. After completing the practical engagement, a critical analysis of the alignment between theory and practice will be further divulged. ACU defines community engagement as a means to build capacity and affirm human dignity through long-term collaborations with communities who are typically marginalized. Community engagement theory promotes the notion that through intentional and meaningful interactions between organizations and communities to improve the standard of well-being across many different facets. The two engagement principles that resonated with my placement experience were affirming dignity and acting with humility. In accordance with these two principles, the two key community engagement characteristics that I believed were applied were great respect for human dignity and equity. ACU's principle of affirming dignity recognizes the inherent and equal moral worth and rights of each human being. Engaging with this principle means to ensure that the protection and provision of fundamental human rights, supporting one's dignity, essentially means to work in collaboration to achieve the common good. ACU's community engagement principles, acting with humility, refers to having the ability to look outward with a sense of equality. It is a necessary precondition for genuine understanding and respect for human dignity. In order to make student interaction effective and safe for participants, teaching staff must create an environment in which people treat each other with dignity, courtesy, and respect, whilst also promoting an engaging and open exchange of ideas for these students. By applying these community engagement principles, coinciding with key community engagement characteristics, these students learn that they are being valued and respected for what they are and what their capabilities are, and being given an equitable chance at receiving an education. Equity and respect for these students' human dignity was seen across countless encounters within their day-to-day learning activities. A primary example I witnessed during my time at placement was when an inclusive fun run was adjusted to accommodate for wheelchair access, to ensure that every student was able to participate and have a fair go. This is just one of many examples that I have witnessed throughout my time at Woody Point Special School. Corporate social responsibility typically refers to a company's commitment to ensure that their business operations are ethical and beneficial to all stakeholders, not just shareholders and the environment. The Catholic social teaching of the common good is said to be achieved when the community works together to improve the well-being of our own communities within the wider world. These two concepts work in accordance with each other, as CSR provides organizations a business model to hold themselves accountable, its stakeholders or public socially accountable. Multicultural awareness also plays a significant role when engaging within broader communities. Being understanding and learning to communicate across varying cultures is a skill everybody needs to possess in order to achieve the common good within the Woody Point Special School environment. Within Woody Point Special School, CSR and multicultural awareness was made present continuously every day, with the students coming from not only broad multicultural backgrounds, as well as having a range of special needs. Being able to communicate in a means where each student felt heard and respected was a barrier staff hurdled on the daily. Being able to communicate with students who speak various and other languages, as well as students who are non-verbal, showed an out-of-the-box thinking regime that pushed aside all barriers for these children. Woody Point Special School goes above and beyond to create an equitable opportunities for every student, whether it be day-to-day classroom activities by altering the learning curriculum to accommodate a disability, or creating an inclusive game for HPEs so children with lesser mobility don't have to sit out. This school works together to achieve common good by operating at an ethical and beneficial level with respect for and humility for every student's rights to human dignity and providing equitable access for all. After analysing the community engagement triangle more recently developed by CAPIA, the 3 objectives of community engagement can be identified within my placement. Firstly, decision-making provides Woody Point Special School ways to improvise decision-making to accommodate the learning and development of every student within the community. Secondly, the relationship development I experienced over the course of my placement grew significantly between myself and the students, as well as other colleagues. Getting to know each individual on a more personal level each day allowed me to communicate better with the kids and learn to meet their needs in their unique ways. Finally, capacity building within the community was developed to enhance learning and understanding of the needs of the students. My service was used to enhance the growth and learning development in the area of personal and sporting growth for each and every one of these children. Woody's Point Special School effectively engage with their marginalized community by continuing to provide community engagement with these students to encourage and support their active citizenships within the school and their wider communities. Incorporating community meetings or focus groups to ensure people within the wider and broader community can develop relationships with these students to learn new ways in which they can assist and support is crucial to achieve the common good. After reflecting upon my time at Woody Point Special School, my placement has broadened my perspective upon the special needs community significantly. My personal development from this placement has flourished significantly, and my assumptions of what special needs has changed to a great extent. I was able to build relationships and develop deeper connections within the community, as well as learn to think creatively out of the box when faced with new challenges, such as communicating with nonverbal people in a way that is accepting and understanding. In terms of my employability skills, as well as my personal and professional development, I believe I have developed personal skills through local communities and trusting relationships. This community engagement placement has evolved my understanding of the importance of support for those who are marginalized. It has allowed me to grasp the context of how the application of CSTs in everyday living is crucial to achieve the common good for all. Finally, for my future career endeavors, working in rehabilitation and improving the mobility for those with disabilities through exercise, by applying community engagement strategies and Catholic social teachings to my professional skill set, I believe I would now provide a more professional and inclusive take on working towards achieving the common good from learning from this community engagement placement.